Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap. I'm quite sure it's part 3 for my Let's Play, but to be completely honest, I didn't confirm that. That was just based off my memory. I might actually check that right now. My last Minish Cap Let's Play video. Yep, part 2. Feels weird that I've only done 2 parts prior to this point, but yeah, that's what's happening. Regardless, a warm welcome to all of you who enjoy watching the Minish Cap and just Zelda Let's Plays in general. I am indeed back playing this game. Maybe not super regularly, but I'll try to have it be at least, one video per week. Really, nothing that I record should be recorded at a frequency less than that of a week, like 1 per week. Let's phrase that properly. It should always be at least 1 per week, to be completely honest, but I'm not always quite so organised, obviously. This is the first time that I'm doing a Let's Play recording, as in like a bona fide Let's Play recording, exclusively on Twitch. So this is going to be uploaded to YouTube instead of being auto-archived as it would have been in the past. I just wanted to briefly mention also before getting started here that you may recall that in the previous Castlevania recording that I did, I think it was Castlevania, wasn't it? Yeah, it would have been. In my previous Castlevania recording, I mentioned that I was having an issue with USB. In other words, I was having difficulties connecting my capture card to my PC, and I was damn certain that it was related to the finicky nature of USB as a connection type. Now, it turned out to actually be related to USB, but it was a hardware issue. It is the... what do they call it again? I think it's mini USB. There is a mini USB output that obviously will output the video connection, output the video, we'll just say, from the capture card to the USB Type A plug that goes into the computer. Now that, unfortunately, is also a point of failure. That is going to be a point of failure that a lot of people will run into where, I mean, it's worse with micro USB, to be completely honest, but mini USB also has the same issue, where the thing that you plug into actually becomes just slightly dislodged. Mine has become ever so slightly dislodged, such that if the cable is inserted and is just slightly at the wrong angle, it will not actually fully connect, and as a result it's not recognized by my PC. It's just awful. So it is actually a hardware issue, but hopefully there's a fix for it. If it gets to the point where it just doesn't accept a connection anymore, then hopefully I can fix it. But the issue with that is that this particular capture card that I use for the Minish Cap is an older capture card. It's an original Elgato Game Capture HD, and the reason why I need to use an older one is because it accepts any video input, whereas the modern capture cards only accept HDMI. Now obviously that's not going to work if I want to record the Game Boy Advance through the GameCube Game Boy player. So yeah, it is important that I have this older capture card, but things like mini USB are going to fail over time, annoying as it might be. So I'm just going to see how things progress as time goes on. I really don't know how it's going to be. For now, if I were to so much as touch the cable, just touch the cable, linking my PC to my capture card, it would disconnect the video feed. So that's how we're going to continue from this point forward. We're just going to not touch the freaking cable and hope things go well, or go smoothly enough that I'm not going to suffer any issues. Now, as far as what we were doing in the last video, we did conclude, or complete I should say, I think in the entirety of the video, the temple of... what do they call it again? Well, it's the first temple. I guess you could call it the forest temple equivalent. I've forgotten the name of it now, but maybe it's mentioned here somewhere? No, it would be inside the Minish Woods. It's not included on this map, but the point is that we went there, completed that temple, that's been taken care of, and now our next destination is the temple in this direction. More specifically, we are looking to acquire that stone over that way. But we do have bombs now, so we can probably access some things in the Hyrule area that we couldn't access before. And I think there are some other things that we can take care of as well prior. Well, the things that we may need to take care of prior to actually making our way over here. So what we're going to do first and foremost is check to see what can be done with bombs at this point of the game. So I think we're going to exit out. Well, I'll find an exit point. It's just a little bit of an adventure. I've just got a vague idea of the fact that bombs can be used to open the way to different things at the moment. So we're going to do that. And of course it is good to return to Zelda in general. Minish Cap is a lovely Zelda game that really any person should play. I mean, for example... Oh, that's right. So this guy's not going to let us leave until we learn the spin attack. And that's something that I had actually forgotten to do. Or maybe I wasn't able to do it before. But I believe that now we can actually access the man who teaches us our sword skills. Now, he will not actually teach us the sword skills from the same location every time. It's this guy here. Now, it's worth mentioning that the theme, the music that you're hearing right now, was different in the original Japanese version and the European version. So that would have been one of the differences had I decided to record the European version instead of the US version that I'm recording right here. But yeah, what I was saying was that this guy appears in various places around the world. I don't know if it's literally the same guy, or if it's a different guy that just happens to look the same as everyone else. In other words, he's got like so many identical siblings, but my guess is that it's probably the same guy. It's hard to know sometimes in Zelda games, but either way, this is the first place where we find him usually, and when we speak with him, he will teach us our first... I believe he will give us what's called a Tiger Scroll, which is essentially a hidden sword skill, or just a sword skill in general. I am Swiftblade, finest swordsman in all of Hyrule. If you train with me, I guarantee that you will increase your skill dramatically. So, would you like to train here? Please. We shall start with the most basic of all techniques. I shall teach you the spin attack. I mean, it's something that all swordsmen do, you know. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but what they do is they get their sword and they spin around in a circle. I mean, it's pretty normal behavior. You see it in all the movies. First, press and hold your sword button. Second, build up enough power. Third, release your destructive might. I can imagine that he's screaming at me in enthusiasm in this moment. That's all, young swordsman. Do you understand? Yes. Haha, very good. You are a very quick student. But one must feel the technique, not just hear about it. That's why I will now possess your body, so as to demonstrate the technique. Okay, that's a little bit aggressive. I like how he's not just going to, for example, pick up a sword and demonstrate it, and then work with me to do it, to explain the finer points of the art, while I try to imitate what he's done, or emulate his skill. No, he possesses my fucking body, and does it for me. That's freaky. I don't know about this guy. He's not the type of person that I would generally trust. I call this the Swiftblade possession technique of training. Yeah, it's a little bit questionable. Also, hello, cereal beans, good to see you. Watch this. I'm not sure about the even. And now he's yelling some weird incantation. I've just been possessed, and now I've spun on the circle, apparently. Phew. Now, try it yourself. Press and hold your sword button, build up enough power, then release your destructive might. That's all there is to it. As you can see, it's quite clear when the sword is fully charged for a spin attack. The little sparkle will reach the tip of the blade, and then the blade itself will shine with a sound effect to accompany it. So yeah, there's not much room for confusion. Yes, fine work, you're a quick study. I will now give you this Tiger Scroll. If you ever forget this technique, you can review it with this scroll. You may view it anytime from the quest status screen. You learned the secret spin attack fighting technique, so it is considered, well, secret. I said hidden. Hidden, secret, same sort of thing. But they are considered to be, well, it's esoteric knowledge, or at the very least, not for the uninitiated. This is the first sword technique you've learned from Master Swiftblade. Alrighty, well that was good fun, wasn't it? We now have a spin attack. They're a little bit over the top with it. I think in some games you just have it, but In others you do have to learn it. This is one of those games where you have to learn it. But I suppose it depends how you look at it. Let's take Wind Waker for example. You do actually need to learn how to use every single sword skill, but it's not something that they don't make a special event of it. It's rather treated as you just learning how to use the sword in general. It's not a special skill that you've just learned. So, yeah, that's the situation. Yeah, Minish Cap is... oh, that's what I was going to say. I actually didn't complete my thought. I think I was distracted by the guy who was preventing me from exiting the town, or city, I guess you'd call this a town. Hyrule Castle Market. Anyway, I was distracted by him, so I didn't finish my thought. What I was going to say is that A Link to the Past has become very much a staple for all people who play video games. You know, that's kind of your standard game that you would play. It's almost like it's like a rite of passage. Everyone needs to play A Link to the Past at some point in their lives. I would by extension say that this game is also one of those, because it is absolutely phenomenally done. It's just a really, really good game. So the reason why we did that from memory is, in doing that, in other words, in removing the dust from this location, that will allow a new vendor to appear at some point in the future. It's a little bit abstract, I know, but at some point in the future, now that we've done that, someone will appear. I think we probably need to at least clear one more dungeon before that happens. Yeah, Link's Awakening is also one of those, but that is specifically referring to the original version. In other words, Link's Awakening on original Game Boy and also Game Boy Color, in other words, Link's Awakening DX. The newest Link's Awakening, although I haven't played it, is no doubt a very different animal, and as a result, I just wouldn't recommend that in the same way. It's not retro gaming anymore. That's designed for a new generation of gamers. If you were to put your typical, let's say, 10-year-old of this era in front of the original Link's Awakening game, they wouldn't enjoy it. There's just no way in hell. No way in hell. Whereas A Link to the Past is a little different. It's a much easier game to play, it's more casual friendly, but Link's Awakening, the original game, and DX, is not the sort of game that you just sit down and beat. You do need to work quite hard to even find a point of continuation sometimes. But if you do have a walkthrough, it does make things a little easier. If you were to do a step-by-step walkthrough, it wouldn't be very challenging at all. But as far as playing it blind and not using a walkthrough, yeah, pretty difficult. Sorry, but I can't let you pass. There are monsters out there. I'll do a fucking spin attack for you then, asshole. How about that? I've learnt the spin attack. What do you want from me? Can't let me through because there are monsters there. I was quite sure that if I learnt the spin attack, he would let me through, provided I could demonstrate to him that I had the spin attack. So not only do I have a sword, and not only do I possess the Tiger Scroll to do the spin attack, but I'm also the frickin' hero of this story, and he doesn't want to let me outside because there are monsters around. What a dickhead. Alright, so let's go. Whatever. Yeah, Game Boy Color version for Link's Awakening would be the ideal. I don't really think that black and white gaming is appropriate. It was okay when that was the best they could do for handheld systems that you could take anywhere. But nowadays, no, there's no reason for that. I wouldn't recommend anyone play a black and white game if they do have an alternative. That's not to say that, well, they're not all black and white necessarily, some of them are. Some of them have very, very basic two-color setups, but yeah, if there's a proper Game Boy Color version, then it would be best to play that. I think there were some other minor changes made to the DX version as well, DX standing for Deluxe, but yeah, I don't really remember what those are. They're not major changes, they're quite small. Sort of like the difference between the European and original Japanese version of this game and the US version, the difference between those two things. Assuming that we've just put the European version and the original Japanese version in a single group. Anyway, I'm a little bit concerned right now because I was actually trying to get past that guard to get to, well, I guess a little bit further north of where I am right here. But he really threw a spanner in the works when he decided that, actually, he was not going to let me through, even though I had just learnt the sword skill. So maybe I needed to leave and then come back and then he would let me through? I don't really understand, but either way, I'm a little bit concerned by this. Don't think I can get through here, can I? No. And I would need that cane to get into there. Oh, it added a new dungeon. Jeez. Well, that is what you would call a significant change. You couldn't call that just a small thing that they added. If there's a whole new dungeon, then that's pretty good. Well, definitely that would mean that the Game Boy Color is the definitive version. Unless some other change was made that purists don't agree with, but I don't keep track of what the purists have to say about that game. I can only go based on my personal experience. My personal experience tells me that it's a pretty damn good Zelda game, but maybe not for everyone. I would say that the Minish cap is a little closer to something that everyone could appreciate. We're working here, sorry, but we can't let you pass. Sorry, he said sorry twice. Okay, well, I suppose he's sincerely apologetic, but I'm really concerned about this guy. Is that their way of saying that they're just not going to let me go that way until I make my way to the next dungeon? It's starting to look that way, so I guess I'll just have to leave them be. Now that I've learned— oh, you know what it probably is? The guard on this side probably lets me through. Yeah. Ho-ho, so you've learned the spin attack. Yeah, I'll show you the spin attack. I have a distinct feeling that in the original Japanese version and the European version, the guards don't block you like this. I just have a distinct feeling because I somewhat recently played the European version. When I say somewhat recently, it was maybe less than a year ago. And I don't recall that happening. So that might be a... but then again, that technically adds difficulty, doesn't it? And basically every change that has been made from the original version to this version has been something to make the game a little easier, a little... well, I guess smoothing over the edges, streamlining, I guess you could say, but very minor streamlining. It's actually quite good to break these blocks, or stones, or whatever you would call them, because they do contain within, or have a chance to contain within, as you can see, blue shells. Those, what are they called again? They do have official names. They are called mysterious shells. Blue shells, mysterious shells. I would say blue shell is actually more descriptive. Whereas whether or not you would decide that it's mysterious might be... it might depend on the person possessing the shell. Maybe it's not so mysterious after all, for some people. Whereas blue is... well, yeah, it's blue. There's not many... well, no, there are certain people who would look at it and not say that it's blue. We do have colorblind folk out there. So I guess at the end of the day, those are both subjective descriptions, in a weird way. So, we can't actually interact with this just yet. This requires... oh no, maybe... no, we can't. We don't have that sword yet. When do we get that sword upgrade? Anyway, let's go and equip our bombs. This is actually important. I believe this is required for continuing through. So when we blow this open, we can talk to this Deku Scrub, but or Business Scrub rather, that's what he is. But I think to interact with him like you normally would, you have to actually use a seed, or have the seed bounce back onto him. You have to assert your dominance, you see. Okay, you got me. Let me make it up to ya. You can have this most deluxe of all bottles for only 20 rupees. So what do you say, sure? It's not just a matter of, oh yeah, I think I'd like that, it's a matter of you actually need that to continue. But interestingly, I only just had enough rupees for that, and the reason why was because I, in the last video, towards the end of the last video, had to go and spend, I think 100 rupees to get a wallet that would hold a total of 300. So... I'm pretty sure that I'm... yeah. Do I want to be on this side of the screen or on the right side of the screen? What did I do last time I was recording? I think I might have been on the other side. Yeah, I was on the other side, I think. Now, I think the reason why I do that is because I'm in the way of the text if I'm on the left side, isn't that right? I think so. Was I in the way of the text before? I really should have checked that. But if I was in the way of the text, then I will put myself on the right side, because while I would generally rather not cover the rupee counter, I really don't mind covering it if I'm covering the written text. Yeah, I am in the way of the written text. Let's move that. See how there's some space on the right side there? That was a little bit negligent of me to forget to actually make sure that I was on the correct side of the screen. But yeah, that's probably a little bit disorientating to have me suddenly flip over to the other side like that, but yeah, at least this way I'm not in the way of the text. They've actually got some space on the right side for me to sit, so that is where I shall sit. Oh, don't tell me you've forgotten already. What is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm making my way there, I'm sorry. I just pressed the select button for fun, I suppose. So, in terms of where we go from here, I don't think we can really go this way. I think this is for later. That's the Castle Wilds, I think. We're currently in the Trilby Highlands, I think, and we want to go north from here, or roughly north from here. We'll work it out. Maybe the Castle Wilds. Oh no, this is... Castle Wilds must be accessed from here. That's probably how that works. I had a feeling that this was the general area, but no, this is the base of Mount Crenel. And this is where we actually need to fill up water with our bottle. Filling up water into our bottle is a requirement for continuing. And needless to say, if you don't have a bottle, you're not going to be getting water from it. Well, how do I collect the water? Come on. Can you really not fill it up? Okay, maybe you don't fill it up here. Maybe you have to fill it up elsewhere and then return here to... Well, whatever. We'll work it out. Oops. Let's go and bomb this, because that's obviously something that's in need of bombing. In we go. It's another one. Another business scrub. That was actually rather well played on my part. Okay, you got me. I'll make it up to you by telling you something good. A friend of mine in a cave just east of here in Trilby Highlands has an item. If you're planning on going up Mount Crenel, I think you might need it. It won't get you to the top, but it might just give you a start. Okay. Well, here's hoping I can work out where to actually fill the damn bottle with water. Maybe here? It's a bit weird though. I was expecting to be able to fill it up at the beginning. Oh, okay. Apparently that works. It doesn't look like it, does it? This is the problem with 2D overhead games sometimes. It doesn't quite look right. For example, that would actually fill up my bottle, but going to the puddle there wouldn't. I guess it makes sense because this is a deeper source of water, whereas the other thing is literally a puddle, so I guess it does make sense. You put water in your bottle, sprinkle it on different things. So I'm guessing if I go on this side, I can't continue. Yeah. So you do really require the bottle for this. I'll stand here and drop the water on the sprout. And instantaneously, the sprout just climbs up the mountain, and then I can climb that. I will do a spin attack because I think these guys have a decent amount of health. Oh, I'm not on target there. As far as dealing with these guys, just watch for where the shadow is going as they jump, and that will give you an idea as to exactly where they're going to land. In games such as these, you need to use shadows to give yourself a sense of perspective, because otherwise you might not know where the hell they're going to drop. That's why the shadows are there. It's so that you can really clearly see where they're going to land if they're flying through the air. Dangerous, no climbing. Well, we do want to climb that, but we can't climb it just yet. We actually require an item to climb this. See how we aren't even given an option to climb it? It will be possible to climb that in the future. I don't know exactly when or where we're going to get that item that will allow us to climb it, but I know that we receive it at some point. At which time we'll probably return back to there. Now, as far as in backtrack to that location. But you found a fairy, okay, well. I'm going to just for now put one in a bottle, but I have a feeling I'm probably still going to need my bottle for water. Hopefully not, but if I do, it is what it is. I'll just free the fairy and use the bottle as they need me to. But just in case I don't need the bottle again for water, I do have a fairy ready to assist me should I need some replenishment of life. Alright, pick up that rupee. So we've got either that way or this way. We'll go this way first, I think. I believe if we touch that, it will hurt. I wonder if we can actually suck it up. Oh yeah, we can. We certainly can, and I'm actually going to test just for my own sake. Yes, I am right. Those do actually hurt you. You can see that they're a little spiky, so you just take that as a hint, I suppose. Oh god, pick it up. Lift with R, thank you. Now, if you really want to, I guess you can go and pick up that red rupee, and I think I will. Beware crumbling walls. Blasting strictly prohibited. Oh, okay. So they want me to blast in here, I think is what they're trying to say. Yes, indeed. So that would be an example of a cave entrance that is slightly more hidden. It's not so hidden that you're not going to find it. Provided you read this sign, you'll work it out. But it doesn't actually have any sort of, I guess, crack in the wall sort of visual effect. So there's an extra step to actually accessing this. I think what I'd like to do first is get this rupee, so I will do that. There we go. And I don't think I've been to this level yet. No, this is new. Oh no, this is actually where I first started, okay. I had a feeling that that's where I first started, but then I second guessed myself. And then I eventually realized, oh yeah, you were correct about that, Doomlink. Nice work. Your instincts paid off somewhat. Somewhat in the sense that I didn't actually believe myself, but at least I was right in my first thought. Alright, so... oh, here we go, we can turn into a Minish if we'd like to. I don't know if we want to do that yet, do we? I can blow that up, but I actually don't know if we want to do this yet. I feel like before we do this, I'd like to make sure that we've taken care of what we wanted to take care of in the westerly direction over here. Or just to make sure that there's nothing of interest over here. And there are a few things of interest, so let's just cover this first. In terms of what I'll be doing in this recording, this particular video, I think I'm just going to make my way to the dungeon and then save the dungeon for the next recording. That's probably going to be the plan. I'm not going to be approaching this Let's Play in the way that I approached the Breath of the Wild Let's Play. I didn't intend to let go. If you are familiar with the Breath of the Wild Let's Play, what I did with that was I had really long recordings for that towards the end. I'm still going with it, but I'm really almost at the end of that Let's Play. Or at least that's the way I feel. But yeah, towards the end of that Let's Play I was starting to do really long recordings. And the reason why was because there was just so much to do in that game that I felt that the sooner I got it done, the better, and it was going to be a lot easier to do that with long recordings, but ideally with a Let's Play, whether it's live or not, well, particularly if it's live. If it's non-live, I'd like to keep it at 30 minutes. If it's live, I'd like to keep it between an hour and an hour and 20. An hour and 20 is kind of the soft cap. Hard cap is definitely an hour and a half. But I guess I can technically go beyond that. I think I might have done some Majora's Mask recordings in that Let's Play that ended up running for almost 2 hours, maybe even 2 hours. But ideally not. Once you've pulled off their iron masks, those guys are no trouble whatsoever. Interestingly, I always thought that those were stone masks. But I guess the stone wouldn't be as sharp, I'm not sure. So you can pull off their iron masks. You can attack them from behind as well, I mean, that's another alternative. They're quite funny when you take off their masks, because they've got these real wide eyes. And they just sort of sit there and turn around, they're very confused, and I guess they're just totally... What it looks like to me is that they're self-conscious, maybe? That their faces have been revealed and they just become a bit confused. It's rather cute. They just sort of stand there. So it seems that they'll look in maybe 3 or 4 directions and then they'll run. So really, in the time that they give you, where they just stand still like that, you can definitely kill them. Just breaking these pots for the sake of... what would you say? Thoroughness? It's an adventure after all. Go pick that up. This mountain climb is probably my least favourite part of the game. I don't mind it too much. Doesn't bother me all that much. It does feel like an adventure for me. Yes, you did get here before the Endo scene. I've only been live for about 30 minutes, but I don't think I'll be live for much more than 30 minutes from now, so... Depends on how much time it takes for me to get to the dungeon, but, Ah, of course, how silly of me. Hey, my boy, jump into that whirlwind over there for me. I wonder, is this a great idea or a terrible one? Now, I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here. This is the problem. I guess I'm supposed to go to the other whirlwind over there. It's a bit awkward, but I'll try to turn there. It's a very awkward way to turn, I have to tell you. And also, perspective is an issue, I will admit. Perspective is an issue. Now, it looks as if I'm really going in a different direction, like I'm actually about to progress somewhere else by going this way. Which brings into question that other direction I could have gone. If anything, I don't like it when I've got two very different choices for where I can go. It's somewhat bothersome to me. Now, they're sort of making it look like there's something bombable there. I don't know if that made the sound that walls that can be bombed make, because my TV volume's kind of low. But, you know, if it really looks like it's something that can be bombed, just give it a try. Unless you're really running out of bombs, which I kind of am, but I did have a good sense that that was actually going to be a bombable wall. And you can tell this is actually not a requirement. I'm at the point here where I just can't expend any more bombs. I've only got one left, so what I'm actually going to do just to play it safe is equip the gust jar there, because I don't want to accidentally press A and then drop a bomb, because that's my last one, so I will try to save that. And I'll also try to remember that I have some chests to open over that way. I also need to remember that I haven't gone through that entranceway yet. Haven't gone through that, so it might not be anything of real interest. I really don't know, but I'd like to know what's in there at least. What's that? Some weird, small flying creature. I seem to remember... Oh, okay, that reveals that. I seem to remember that there's a thing to... I don't really know what you call it, like a Minish pedestal, I guess you could say. The thing that you use to turn into a Minish. There it is, so... This is really a conundrum, because I've got this direction, and I've got the other direction over there. I feel like I now want to backtrack to the other direction. Oh, I see, so you would fall down that as a Minish. Yeah, that would make sense. Link is a little bit too fat to fit through that hole. Just a little bit. And there's also that there, so I'm guessing that when we turn into a Minish, us having removed these weird spiky things, I guess it might be, could be cotton or something like that, and we're getting spiked by the cotton. I don't really know how it works, but the point is that we will likely be able to access this now. The reason why I say that is because when we leave an area, or leave the area and come back, like we go through a cave and return, this stuff grows back. So, yeah, I'm guessing that doesn't happen when we turn into a Minish, otherwise we actually wouldn't be able to access this. But, as I said, I don't think I'm going to come this way just yet. I think I need to go this way first. And what we're going to do, as we make our way over there, is going here. Now, what are you going to do for me? Are you just going to give me information as well? Oh, he actually wants to trade kinstones as well. You're going to sell me bombs, are you? 10 of them for 30 rupees. I don't have too many rupees to spare, but admittedly I'm almost out of bombs. I'm just going to say no thanks for now, because then get lost. I'm just going to say no for now, because I don't know how many more bombs I need, and it's always possible that you'll pick them up elsewhere too. So I'm not going to actually buy bombs from him until I'm actually out and in need of them. So that might be awkward if I need to backtrack to him in the future, if that were to eventuate, but I don't have too many rupees at the moment, so I'd like to play it carefully. I'd like to play it sensibly. Now we're back here, and yeah, we'll see what we can do over this way. I have a feeling that we're supposed to fill our bottle with this green stuff. I don't know what the hell it is, but we'll find out, I guess. I think there's a way to skip this too. That whole sequence where Link has to run out of the stone. So this perfectly normal looking stone was another portal to the Minish world. There may be other rock portals. Keep your eyes peeled, boy. I'll do what I can. But you can see that there's a slight entranceway here of these weird creatures that run after you. They charge around a bit. Got a rupee there. No, you don't. Provided you hit them frequently enough, they won't actually get a chance to charge after you. So I know I was saying that they charge around, but I didn't end up demonstrating that. And it's for the better, to be honest. They're not as annoying to deal with as maybe some enemies in this series, but I'd rather not have to deal with them charging around personally. Now, I think we are supposed to fill our bottle with this, so I'm going to possibly... yeah, there we go. Mount Crenel Mineral Water. I think we need that for something. When they say it's piping hot, I hope it's not something that I need to transport in a limited amount of time. What I was going to say is that hopefully I won't regret using that fairy, but I don't think I will. I think that's required. Grow. Grow indeed. Hey, Marths. Marths, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to join my Discord, because I do have a Discord for regular viewers. I wasn't able to get you yesterday, but if you would like to join, do let me know. I'd like to get you on board if possible. If you would like to join, then I'll get a link in the chat for you as soon as I can. So I think I'm supposed to take this water to where we just were, the place that I decided to backtrack from. Alright, cool. I will get a link for you right now. Oh, come on. Now, how that works is you need to let go of one of two buttons. When you're doing this, you're holding two buttons. If you let go of the button that's holding the... well, this is the weird thing. You let go of the down button, the one that you've been using to move backwards. You don't let go of R, because if you let go of R, you'll let go of the mushroom, and then you don't go flying. So that's what happened just there. I let go of the wrong bloody button. So, there you go. I will send an invite over this way. For anyone who... Look, anyone is welcome to join the server, but what I would say, as I send this link, is if you're not like a real frequent viewer, and you don't feel like you would need notifications for when I go live, then you don't really need to join. It's really just for people who join my streams quite often and get involved and stuff like that. In other words, it's not really a general Discord for all people who watch Doom Link necessarily. But anyway, I think there might be other directions for us to go in using this gust of wind, but I don't really think so. I suggested that it might be possible, but I don't really think so. And I don't really want to go flying around to find out whether or not I can actually go somewhere else, because that's going to take a lot of time. Yeah, you're welcome to join, Hersing. You're quite welcome to join. All I say is that people consider whether or not it's worth joining. Because not everyone's going to get much out of it. But if people feel like they would enjoy being there, then you're welcome to come. So, again, we've got a few places to go here. We've got that place with whatever that is. And then we've got this hole. And then we've got this thing to climb. I think we're going to climb into that little hole in the wall first. It's going to be step one. If you do... I'll see this. That's exactly what I was talking about. But it seems that we can still get... Okay, never mind. That turns out to not prevent our passage. Those spiky things. Just go and hit you there. Just have to move carefully. We can probably be quite easily knocked off here. But it just felt like this would be the best place to start. I don't know if it links up to any other place that we could possibly go, but... Or to any other place that we would reach by going in either of those other directions, but... Oh, it doesn't look like it. What is this? Just a kinstone piece? Is that all we did this for? Is that really all we did this for? That's a lot of work for a single kinstone piece, game. Don't know what that's about. Anyway. See, these spikes here do make it hard when you're working with this kind of perspective, but... You get used to it, I suppose. I don't play too many top-down 2D games these days. Not that I don't enjoy doing that, it's just I happen to not. So, the perspective does mess with me a little bit. Hey, Takashi. Oh, that's cool. Gunzolino. Again, there are lots of people who tune in that have watched me for a long time, but I don't know them from a bar of soap, and the reason why is because they probably never commented on the YouTube videos, or they commented under a different name, or things like that. I do love it when people make themselves known and just say hi, and I can get to know them a little bit. It's strange to me to think that there are people who might have watched me for years, but I've got no idea who they are, if you understand. So I do appreciate when you guys chat, or even just say hello. Water is life for Crenel beans. The blue beans grow when you pour water on them, but the green beans like Mount Crenel mineral water. Well, we're about to get one of those beans watered with some Mount Crenel whatever the hell. Mount Crenel mineral water is what they call it. I've got some on hand right now, but we need to kill these enemies first, no doubt, and I just walked into that guy twice. Need to play a little more carefully than that. Yeah, I did start, well, I didn't start super early today. If I wasn't having technical difficulties, I would have started earlier again, but yeah, I understand that I'm not always going live at the best time for everyone. Really, this only works for the US and, well, to be honest, it works for most places. Are you fucking kidding me? Did I pour it in the wrong place? You better not be telling me that you are particular about where I pour it, because I now have to go all the way back to that fucking spring water. Unless it wasn't hot anymore. That's possible. Again, there was no indication that it was timed in any way. But it might be, I don't know. That's just awful. Now I have to go all the way back. It says lift? Seriously? No, that's not... No, you wouldn't be able to pick it up, Marths. There's no way. It said lift, but I guess that's their way of saying that it's something that can be interacted with. You can't... I believe how it works is that if it says lift, it doesn't necessarily mean it can be lifted. It's just something that appears as a possible thing to do with the R button. But, yeah, it's not... I don't think it's going to work that way. No, maybe I didn't want to do that. But I have to make my way back over there. I think they're particular about where I pour the water. I'll probably go from the bottom next time. But I will, just for the sake of it, try to lift it. Just so at the very least I can put your mind at ease. But based on the size of Link as a Minish versus the size of that bean, there's no way he'd be able to lift it. He doesn't have any item that would allow him to lift heavy objects like that. Just rolling up there. Oh, let's not actually roll into the water. Again, it's possible that it's timed. Maybe it's only good water for... Oh, shut up. Stop that. I accidentally pressed select there. Going to unequip it there. Because I think I'm going to need the pot, the gust jar, before I use that again. A little bit of patience is sometimes required, you see. Seriously. We could even say it is oftentimes required. Oh my god. Okay. Try to... No, don't do that. Again, I was pressing R to try and grab that, but instead I rolled forward off the edge like an actual idiot. Like an actual idiot. Okay. Off you go. Just making sure everything's fine with the old recording. Alright. You can see it really is quite a lengthy process to get back there, so if they want to be particular about where I pour the water, it is going to piss me off. Like, a lot. What I actually intended to do was go closer to the opening itself in trying to water the seed. You know, the top of the seed is where I was aiming for, but no, apparently I just need to stand somewhere that would be normal to stand. I must have stood somewhere that was abnormal. So they didn't like that. Arseholes. Anyway, Mount Crenel spring water, or mineral water, whatever you want to call it. That was a weird thing that just happened there. It looked as if I was actually pushed forwards or something. Now, do I stand here and pour it? I think so. What the actual fuck is going on? What have I missed? What am I doing wrong? Lift? No fucking way! Okay, well, Marth was right. Lift. That makes no fucking sense. Lift the bloody thing. I mean, look at the size of it! How can Link carry this shit? Where is he to take this? Oh, I see. He drops it in the hole and then he pours the water. Fucking hell. I didn't think I'd be able to lift something so large. I was just assuming that it said lift because it's a solid object and therefore it can be interacted with in certain ways, but not necessarily to be lifted. What a joke. Oh well. I guess sometimes you just have to trust the game, don't you? Rather than trust what makes sense. Oh man. Link is definitely strong. It's not like he was just regular-sized Link there, he was a Minish, and he's quite small compared to the Seed. He's like an ant or something, can lift however many times his body weight, without difficulty. That's bizarre. Alright. So here we go again, take 3, with collecting the fucking Mount Crenel mineral water. The patience of a saint is required, apparently. That's not to suggest that I'm a saint, it's to suggest that I'm basically out of patience. Okay. Yeah, maybe he just... It's true, maybe as a Minish he does retain his normal human strength. Well, is he human or is... well... Hylian isn't a species, is it? I think it's just a race, so yes, he is human. The only thing that I wonder is about the ears, you know, he's got those ears. For instance, an elf is not a human, so maybe Hylian is like elf. Like an elf. So he might not be human. I'm sure that people who know more about the lore than I do know the answer to that question. Are Hylians human? Or are they a different species entirely? I don't frickin' know. And maybe it was at one time known to me, but I haven't paid attention to Zelda lore in a long time. Long time. Hylians are the human insert of the game. But is that to suggest that they are actually human? Or are they just human-like? I don't really know. But yeah, now we can finally go up there. I mean, that was a long process, wasn't it? I added a lot of time onto that. Purely through my own stupid behavior, honestly. Ow. Can you... How do I deal with you guys? I don't think I can. I think I would have to bomb them. Now, I think that we will at some point acquire... Oh, that's good. 5 bombs. Like I said, no need to buy them. Who's gonna buy them? Alright, you come over here. I'm gonna throw this at you. Very good. There's 10 bombs right there. I'll save my rupees. Thank you very much. That has to be something that's bombable, yeah. But I think you're... Oh no, you're not coming after me. Good. I'm interested to see what this is. But yeah, I'm quite sure that I'm going to pick up an item that will let me climb these... Oh, you're being a bit tricky, aren't you? I believe... No! It just went over his head. Maybe he ducks when it's coming his way. That's probably how that works. But anyway, what I was trying to say... Let's try to finish my sentence. Hopefully we get that item that will allow us to climb the mountainside. At some point soon. Well, that's lovely, isn't it? Can you be killed? Do you have to be bombed? You probably have to... Oh no, there is actually a moment in which you can kill him, and that's when he's jumping towards you. If he's jumping towards you, then he is not actually able to do anything. To protect himself against your attack. So what we need to do in this situation... You know, maybe had I placed a bomb here, it would have exploded both of those rocks. Maybe that was terrible bomb placement on my part, I don't know. But yeah, we need to stand on one side of the rock and then push it to the other side, most likely, or perhaps not. Are you kidding me? Oh. Okay, well. I'm a bit concerned about... Oh no. I was concerned that maybe... It was something related... I've actually forgotten what I was concerned about now. It was relating to that... that's what it was. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to push that creature, that... I guess you'd call it a grey choo-choo. I thought he was just going to sit in this corner right here and prevent me from pushing this up. But no, fortunately I was able to push him away with my sword in that mode. In Zeldapedia it says they are a race. Well, I suppose so. We'll go with that. Now, is this the way I want to go? I don't even know. I feel like, again, I have a few options, but I will go this way for now. For now. Again, you want to use the shadow to position yourself here. If you're not looking at the shadow, you will be very confused as to where the hell you are in relation to the environment, because perspective is strange. But if you look at the shadow, you'll be fine. Come on. Crenel Mines, Crenel Wall. So, Crenel Wall, I guess, is not really any of our business right now, because we can't climb anything, given our lack of whatever the item is, and given the fact that we don't have the item that we need to climb that, so we will hopefully acquire that soon, because I seem to have a memory of requiring that item to actually get to the top, so I'm not sure where it is, but we'll work it out, no doubt. Now this P-Hat will be something we can kill using the Gust Jar, so I guess I'll go and equip that. I think you can use bombs to kill them too, but you may as well use something that's not going to be expended. What the fuck is your deal? I think I can use the Gust Jar on you. Oh no, I can't. Well, you know what I'm going to do there? I'm going to keep the hell away from them. Alright, you're really getting on my nerves now. Hello, P-Hat. I was hoping I'd be able to use that as a projectile. That's perfect. That's really good. This game looks great on a Game Boy Advance, not so much on a larger screen. I guess you're right, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're used to looking at. If you don't mind a little bit of fuzzy standard definition, it's fine, but yeah. And you say it looks great on a Game Boy Advance, but I wouldn't even go so far as to say that. It looks good on a Game Boy Advance SP, but not quite on an original Game Boy Advance. I don't think anything looks good on an original Game Boy Advance screen. Of course, I am using a Game Boy Advance 2 Play right now. I've got it just here. It's a Pokemon Game Boy Advance. I've got it connected to my GameCube right now. And I'm using that as a controller, basically. So I'm effectively playing it on Game Boy Advance. Just, I guess, maybe not literally. I say effectively because I'm using it as the controller, so I don't have to worry about maybe using a different controller, even though it's designed to be used with a Game Boy Advance, so yeah, that's the way I'm doing it. I mean, this is not how most people would record this game, you have to understand. This is the exception to what you would typically come across. Most people would launch their emulator on their computer, record the screen, and stream it that way. What I do is I get my physical add-on to my GameCube, stick an actual cartridge into there, connect my Game Boy Advance to that to use the Game Boy Advance as a controller, and then connect all that video-wise to the PC and record that. Which admittedly doesn't look as good visually as, say, emulating it, but you know what, I don't care. I want my, how do you say, traditional and true experience. There's a word that I'm missing there. Authentic. I want my authentic experience, thank you very much. Okay, you got me. Let me make it up to you. This fabulous grip ring is just perfect for a young mountaineer like yourself. This is what we needed, the grip ring, which is a weird name, but sure. Climb in style for only 40 rupees, what a bargain. Isn't that interesting? Had I actually gone and bought those bombs for 30 rupees, I would not have had enough to buy this grip ring, so I definitely made the right decision in not buying those bombs. I knew instinctively that that was a terrible idea, and so I didn't do it. And as you can see, I'm getting bombs all over the place. I'm being showered with them. So, yeah, buying those bombs was not the right thing to do, and I'm very glad that I didn't do it. The grip ring is sitting there in our inventory. It's one of what I would assume to be 3 rings that we can possibly acquire, unless these are not ring slots exclusively. I don't really know. But yeah. Looks pretty crisp on the Wii U, I would imagine so. I would hope so. I didn't even know I could get it on the Wii U. It doesn't surprise me though. If I can get Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks on the Wii U, then I suppose it would make sense that you could get the Minish Cap on that too. I do record Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks on the Wii U because I don't want the authentic experience with a DS, because I can't really record that sensibly. There's no way to really record on the DS system properly and also share it with people. Unless maybe you can get a much like the 3DS, you can probably get a physical add-on, like physically mod the Nintendo DS to get a video feed, but it's a bit more trouble than it's worth, I would say. And on top of that, the good thing about emulating the DS, because it is dual screen, is that there are actually ways to, I guess, show the screens so that they're not top and bottom at the same size. You don't want that. So if you take my Phantom Hourglass Let's Play, for example, I think the bottom screen is much larger while the top screen is a smaller screen on the side. That's ideally how you would do that. It's harder to do that if you're actually recording off the DS itself, for obvious reasons. So I actually can't access this yet, which is okay. I don't have the sword for it. It is possible once you have the first level of the sword or whatever, but I don't have that, so too bad. Alright. What is the direction for me to go in? I guess I'm going down, unless I want to go to this side over here. It's possible that I want to go to the west. I mean, I could always go down there, but that feels like I'm going back to where I've previously been, so maybe I won't do that. I was hoping to do a drop attack there, but no, there isn't such an ability. Okay, this is a bit dangerous here, I have to tell you. I'm on one heart and I've got a few of these Tektites to deal with. Had a feeling I'd be going over that way. Watch out for falling rocks. Well, this is a serious issue. And the funny thing is about the grip ring, well, the funny thing about the grip ring is that you can go from side to side very quickly. But going up is a little difficult. It's a little slower. Oh, fuck me, God. That's just nasty. Now, here, hopefully I can get some bloody healing items. You know what I mean by healing items? Hearts is the term that I'm looking for. Because I think I will take half a heart of damage if I get hit by one of these rocks. So I'm crossing my fingers that I don't mess up. It's really dangerous. Okay, I think we made it. Yeah, we made it. Thank God for that. No, don't let the Tektite drop on your head, please. Fortunately, he's only doing a quarter of a heart of damage, but when I'm dealing with this... Oh, no, no, no. No, you fucking don't. This is awful. I don't even know where that... Oh, that mushroom's going to take me over to that side. Alright, you're dead. I'm killing this pea hat because I'm concerned about it. Alright, this blue Tektite is an actual problem, so I'm going to try to coax him in my direction. Or not. No, he's going to do that, is he? You can see when he's about to jump because he moves his eye. Alright, so one spin attack is insufficient. So that... Oh, shit! This is awful. I don't like to be this close to death, honestly. No, 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 no! See, I can't even go and pick these things up because I'll get attacked by these stupid creatures that hide underneath them. This is just awful. Okay. Let's go in here. What is going on with you? I'm the Crenel Hermit. Can you heal me? Are you like a fairy? I left the world to pursue a life of quiet reflection. Have you got something that can heal me? I'm a little bit concerned. I must reward your courage with a little information. Have you not seen strange patterned walls as you climb this mountain? Yes. Bombs! Bombs are the answer. Yeah, whatever. So, do you... Yes, I confuse kinstones. What's going on with you? I don't have a kinstone to fit to yours, so that's a little unfortunate. I'm actually going to save here and pray that I don't die. We are almost an hour in. Alright, we are in order again. Just had a brief, well, more than a brief disconnect. That was like a full minute of disconnect. I'm glad that what I said in the chat went through. So, yeah, sorry about that, but at least I can concatenate that and upload without issue. When two VODs are created and it needs to be re-uploaded to YouTube, I've got that down pat. But I do apologise for the hiccup there. We are back in business, and it is very annoying when the internet just decides that it's going to disconnect, but and OBS obviously exacerbates the issue by taking its sweet time to reconnect. I mean, it's two things working against me there. My internet and OBS. I've got no idea why the internet just decides to stop working, but it is what happens. Now, I guess we continue by going that way, do we? Yeah. Let's go and head down here. It really is a bit distracting to have all this rain, isn't it? But I'll tell you what's a whole lot more distracting. Having to listen to the sound of my health blinking at me. These raindrops are like boulders of water to us, kid. Watch out. If one of them hits us, it'll sting something fierce. Well, I'll do what I can. This is a bit dangerous, isn't it? Considering my health right now, this is kind of difficult. Bloody hell. Okay, so we need to find another one of these things. There we go. Oh, I remember this. I'll have to push this in the right way. If I push this incorrectly, this is not going to work. I understand. We need to get one boulder into there so that we can push that one out of the way. Okay. So we just need to take this boulder in the right direction. I think I can see where it needs to go. Yeah, I think I can see where it needs to go. Perfect dodging. Well, I try. I try. So, I think what we want to do here is, yeah, down one, and then push you across. That should be in line with that one there. Now, from here we do need to be careful, because otherwise we might mess it up, so... Oh no, I think we should be alright. So once we get this into that hole, we should be able to push the other rock out of the way. Like so, and then we're good to go. Hopefully we didn't miss anything over there. I was very focused on those boulders, so hopefully there was nothing of importance. I'd like to suck you up, please. Again, I love it when they just look around, they're like, oh god, he took off my hat. Or my mask, I guess you would say. Well, thanks for the second greeting, Potato. New stream? Oh dear. Again, I had forgotten that it took this long to actually... Oh, now that I think about it, did I want to move it that way? You know, I have to tell you, it's very distracting to have the health blinking like that, and I do apologize that you have to listen to that. If I could fix it, or rather if I could make it so you didn't have to listen to it, I certainly would, but yeah. Hopefully this works like this, yeah? I think there's a little trick somewhere. Well, let's hope it works like this, yeah, cool. And then... Huh. I'm assuming... no? Huh. See, I've probably already fucked it up. What did I fuck up? I like sucking creatures in Zelda, do I? Yeah, right. Sounds about right. I think maybe... no, that doesn't work. What am I to do here? I think... should I just try to move that? Yeah, but then what do I do, you know? I had a feeling that would mess me up. Damn it. I have to probably try that room again. I seem to remember having a very similar issue to that in the past. Where it was towards the end and I messed it up. I need to work out how to do this. So I think it was this one that I moved before. You know what really makes this harder? It's listening to that frickin' blinking sound. That only makes the situation far worse. See, what would I do differently there? I don't know. I've actually got no idea. Unless I think I might know what to do. Maybe that works. We'll see. Do I move this? No, I move... what? Oh god, what have I done this time? Did I mess... oh no, I didn't mess that up, okay. Bloody hell. So, then you go like that. Then hopefully you... move there, yes. And then I would assume you move down. You move down, you move like that. There we go. So, aside from the fact that I'm about to go insane from that blinking sound... oh, you mean this sound fills you with anxiety? Well, I'm sorry. Here's hoping that Well, you know, I'm even afraid to go and pick these things up, you know, because there are little creatures that hide underneath them that bloody hurt. Let's see. Oh, I stole his thing! I can't believe I just stole that. And he gave me a heart. Get away from me. I need my health. Oh my god. Well, I'm pleased to announce that that sound has now ceased. Ugh. Anyway. So, I think what we want to do here is actually suck these pots. Again, more sucking, right? Which seems to be a fixation of Potato and Takashi, which is not a surprise. But, oh. There we go. Got a heart attack. I got a heart attack. Oh, imagine me. I'm the one playing the game. I nearly shat. Anyway. I can't believe... the only reason why he didn't hit me was because I was expecting to pick up this thing that didn't have a creature underneath it. And then I took it off his head. And when I killed him, fortunately, I got a damn heart. Unbelievable. Alright. Let's do this again. More of these pink rocks. Don't know why they're pink, but sure. Whoever designed this place had some sense of style, I suppose. I don't know how that works. Can I do something with this? I mean, what am I to do here? What am I to do here? I can't even see what's on the other side of that. Can I throw a bomb over there? Maybe I can throw a bomb over there. I don't know what that is. Oh, it must be a switch that... Okay, that is how that works. Again, if you're not sure how to progress, you just look at what you can physically do with what items you have, and then generally you'll be able to work it out from there. Now, is he going to duck when I throw this? No. Managed to get 20 rupees out of that pot, though. And now I'm at full health. I've got money. I've got health. That's all you need in life, isn't it? Money and health. Okay. Gust jar, please. But it really is quite a journey, I have to say. Oh, that's very cool. That's very good. Actually managed to use that as a projectile using the gust jar. I'm actually afraid. I've got post-traumatic stress disorder from moving or approaching those rocks only for something to be underneath it, so I'm afraid to go and move them now. As far as what I do with this, I think I move you down like this first. I mean, this will always reset if we leave the room, so if we mess it up, it's not a big deal, but I think we move it like that. I think what we're ultimately looking to do here is pull that object. Is that right? Or do we... Okay, maybe that's not important. Okay, whatever. Money, health, and a PS5. I lack all three. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Potato. You have my condolences. Okay, so as far as getting into here, I'm getting a little sick of these pink rocks, I have to say. This is not... I don't like block pushing puzzles. Never liked them. Never been my sort of thing. So, I have to work out, by process of elimination, no doubt, which rocks to push. Let's try the obvious one first. The obvious one does work, thankfully. Next obvious one. Okay, the obvious ones work, thank God. You know, when you've got this many frickin' stones, you make it look like you're gonna confuse me, but actually, the simple options are actually the way I'm supposed to do it, so that's good. Bloody hell. And there is our destination over that way. Very good. And there is another, I don't know what it's called. It's one of those things that you can interact with using the ocarina once you get that. So I just skipped that by pressing R twice, actually. I skipped the process where Link is inside the rock and he has to run out. I mean, who has time to watch that every time? You know what probably happened? Because I hadn't been inside one of those rock pedestals before, I think I tried to skip it before, but it didn't let me. Because that was the first time I had gone inside one of them. Malari's Mines, there we go, we are inside it, but we're not going to stop just yet. I wanted to first access that, that musical note stone thing. This mine belongs to Malari and us, his 7 apprentices. Did you tong along all this long way to get your sword repaired? The boss is down on the lowest level. I did ting and tong along, although I've never... I mean, if we were to look at that as onomatopoeia, ting and tong would be appropriate for maybe hitting steel with a solid object to make a ting-tong sound. I wouldn't use that to describe the sound of walking up a mountain, but anyway. Green clothes and an odd hat. Sir, might you be young Link? I am Malari, Master Smith. I hear you want me to reforge the sacred sword and help break a curse. I'll be needin' the old sword, which holds the power of the elements, first. Show me that broken Picori Blade. I love all this adventure, what with the rescuing of princesses and such. I'd be happy to reforge this thing into a brand new, sacred blade for you. Yeah, rightio. It'll take me a while to rework your sword. In the meantime, you should track down the missing elements. One of them should be in the mine the humans dug. Humans? Humans exist in Zelda, okay. So I guess that proves that Hylians are a type of human. A race of human. See, this is what I wanted to know. I wasn't sure if Hylians were like elves or something, which are clearly not human, but I mean it would be a fair assumption that Hylians would be Nintendo's idea of an elf, but with their own special name, because you know, they've got pointed ears and a lot of them have blonde hair and such. It's not far from here, yeah. Alright, let's get started. There'll be a while, Link. Let's leave them to it and find that element. Which we will certainly do next time. The sword looks like it's, in pain, to be completely honest with you. Anyway. Maybe they are elves and call themselves human. Well, I wouldn't know. You have to let me through. What? You're going to the mine? If you've talked to the boss, I won't stop you, but be careful. Yeah, that's right. You get out of my damn way. Alright, so I wanted to activate this thing. Oh, I can't activate it while I'm small, apparently. Apparently we can also, I mean, I'm saying apparently a lot, but we can go down there as well if we would like to, but I don't think we would like to, because I think I'll get stuck. Let's check this. Holder of the sacred powers, we grant you the power of wind. Well, thank you. Some people have the power of wind at birth. Whoa, it blew up. Hey kid, look at where that stone marker used to be. There's some strange symbol on the ground. I'm pretty sure I found one of those before. Eslo? Eslo is your name. I had to think about that. Yes, of course. Why this must be? Well, I haven't the foggiest, to be honest. I'm pretty sure that we've interacted with one of these before, so why are you only now reacting like that? So there's the Cave of Flames. That's going to be for the next recording. I should have saved that for the next recording, where he has his opening statement. That's annoying, isn't it? Wow, it's hot in here. Come on, let's not stand around wasting time. Find that element so we can get out of here. Well, I would have preferred to save that for the next recording, but whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to head back into there as a Minish, because I would like to be inside. Let's say, for example, I were to stop here, and then, because I'm somewhere outside in Mount Crenel, I'm taken back to the beginning or something. That would be terrible, so I would like to be inside Malari's mines when I save the game. And actually, I think there is a... Is there a sleep option in this game? Oh, that's right, there's a sleep option in the European version, I think. But there isn't one in the US version? Oh no, here it is. I think it's the other way around. So sleep will make it so that you will return exactly where you last were. So you don't actually have to... Well, whatever. I think saving will do the trick for me for now. Potato is in England. But he is Irish. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching. That is the third part of my Let's Play. We ended up going for an hour and 15 minutes, which is great because that's less than an hour and 20. And in the next recording we will be going through the Cave of Flames, I think it was called, which is dungeon number 2. And we will most likely take care of that in the entirety of part 4. And I believe at the end of part 4 we should be able to acquire the Picori Blade, I think with 2 elements infused within it. And then at that point we'll be able to take it to somewhere in Hyrule Castle or whatever, and then we can get some ability with it. But that's for the next recording. I hope you guys all enjoyed, And I will, yeah, when I'm done with this, I'll have more time for Breath of the Wild. Yeah, right, it's more like the other way around. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for joining, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.